Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, everyone. Have you ever wondered why life hasn't gone the way you had hoped? I know I have. I have done so. I've wondered. Welcome to The Unstoppable Life, a safe space to reflect, revitalize, and renew. You probably wondered a short time ago, why is she silent? Because I wanted to get myself in the zone, and you would get yourself in the zone. So I am your host, Verna Haywood, and today I'd like to begin with a question. And I have said it, so now I'm going to ask you another question. Have you ever felt that life had closed the door you desperately wanted to walk through? I have. I've been there. As a matter of fact, I wanted to throw away the key myself and never open that door again. There's another one for you. And I just want you to take a moment and just think about them. Have you ever felt that life is not treating you right? Or perhaps you have experienced disappointment that made you question your future. What's happening? Where am I going? Is there any future for me? Is there any life for me? Or maybe you have even wondered whether God has forgotten you. I remember asking that question, where is he? Didn't he know what was happening to me? Didn't he see what was happening? But what if that door, the door that was closed, wasn't about rejection? It was not about rejecting you, but instead, what if it was redirecting you? You know, you're going on a journey and you take a wrong turn, and then you have to use the map to get you back on the right track. Sometimes we can go down the wrong turn, but that doesn't mean we wouldn't get back on track. It's called a redirection. There are lots of what ifs today. So what if the delay wasn't punishment, but preparation? For example, some of you might have seen that I posted that I have my global certification for broadcasting. Now, I went on a training course years ago during the pandemic, and I was wondering, what am I doing? What am I investing that kind of time and money into my life? But we have to. If you want growth, a tree doesn't just stay there and not get water. It can smell the water. It can smell what the water is and direct its roots in those directions to be nurtured so that the trunk could get the nourishment it needs and it can become sturdy. And then what happens is steady, the branches take life. And then the leaves, you begin to see the budding of the leaves, different shades, different shades of green. Some trees are evergreen, they never go brown at all. And maybe you are an evergreen. Maybe you shed your leaves in winter. Or maybe when springtime comes, you spring back. Like my name, it means spring green. So I bounce back, I spring back, whatever happens. And we have to become like that. So that delay actually is not punishment, but it's preparation. Because that prepared me for this, for what I'm doing, because that's what I wanted to do. I want to speak to people. I want to encourage people. I want to let people know that they have life, even though no matter what you go through, there is an expectation. Because why? God created us with an expectation. So that disappointment you are grieving about today, that disappointment is quietly guiding you towards your purpose. You just cannot see it yet. I couldn't see it. I knew I was given a mission. I knew I was given a ministry. I knew, but I just couldn't see it. When I was given the Unstoppable Resilience Framework, Reflect, Revitalize, and Renew, I knew there was something more than that. Because I've always worked as therapist, I've always worked from the inside out. And I've always used the words reflect, revitalize, renew, energize, all the refresh, all the you can think about. That's what I did. I used those words. So when I was given it, I was like, what's that? That's just what I've been doing. What kind of thing is that? It comes live. And God said to Moses, I want you to go down to Egypt and say to Pharaoh, let my people go. And he's like, what? I can't speak. I'm stuck there. But he had to take it. So you want to take that moment and you want to reflect on those questions. I hope you keep a pen and paper. I forgot to tell you that. But always have pen and paper with you whenever I am coming on, because I'm going to have questions. And you're going to have to answer them. It's up to you whether you answer them to yourself or not. So today we are exploring a powerful truth. And that truth is setbacks and disappointments are often not roadblocks. They are redirections. So I asked you all those questions before to just showcase to you that those are not roadblocks. They are redirection. If everything that happened, I like to use myself, I like to use my story because I can speak from that point of view. And I can tell you my story and tell you what has happened to me and the journey that I have been on. And yes, was I anxious? No, I was mad as hell because like, oh, where is this God? Where is God? The God that loves me, the God that cares about me. Where is he? But he was always there. I just didn't take the time to read. We like somebody else to read the word for us and then come and tell us all about it. And then we get hype up and then that's it. No, we have to read it. We have to feel it. It have to germinate within us. And only then and then we understand it. It says faith come by hearing and hearing the word of God. So you have to keep hearing the word. You have to keep saying the word. You have to keep repeating the word. You have to keep dwelling on the word. I'll give you a story. This morning I was reading the word and there was just something that spurred. And oh my gosh, let me call that person. And I called her 3:30 this morning to talk to her about it. I mean, I'm in the UK, she's in the Caribbean, so it's early for her, it's late for me. But we found joy in that. So here what you're gonna learn today. By the end of today's program, you are going to discover a couple of things. How to recognize the difference between a roadblock and a redirection. Sorry, I was moving my hand, so I have a bit of pain there. Why disappointment does not have to define your future. I didn't let it define mine, and you should never allow it to define yours. So how can we respond? How can we respond with faith and resilience when we cannot see where God is leading us? You can't see, because faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. We have to have faith. Moses had to have faith that when he goes to Pharaoh would let the people go. Moses had to have faith that that staff in his hand, when he threw it on the ground, it would perform miracles. So you have a miracle in your hand. It is up to you to choose to use it or not to use it. So you hear me mention Moses, but throughout the Bible, we see so many different people. We see people who have had the highest of heights and the deepest of lows. They had some real disappointments. But those disappointments became a pathway. To their purpose. Take, for example, Joseph. When Joseph, father gave him this beautiful robe, they all got jealous. Why is Joseph? Have you ever been jealous about somebody because they got something? And don't tell me no, you've never been jealous. Because I have been like that. Why is that person have that? That is human nature. To feel, well, why did this person have it and why not me? Why does this person have this gift and not mine? Because we are all unique. We are all different. We have different gifts. Because we have different people to reach. Not all of us would reach everybody. We don't have that. So we have to be appreciated who we are and our uniqueness. When Joseph told them his dream, they thought, you have to be nuts. We must bow down to you. Are you crazy? His father sent him to look for them. And they saw him coming and they already plotted that they're going to kill him. But one of his other brothers says, no, let's put him in the pit. By the time he came back, he didn't find him until they killed him. But they sold him into slavery. But what happened to Joseph afterwards? He was sold into slavery. Potiphar's wife tried to get him to sleep with her, and he refused. He said, absolutely not. That's the one thing my master didn't give me charge over, and I will not do that. Whatever the consequences, how many of us would say no? because it's a fling, isn't it? Nobody will know, but you know. Your conscience knows, and he knows. And what you are expecting, what you are looking for to happen, maybe that is a blockage. That is what might stop until you repent of that and decided, hey, I went wrong. Like David, King David, saw a man's wife on the roof and he decided, oh, she looks beautiful. I gotta have her. And he did the business. And then she got pregnant. And then he said, you know what? Send her husband to the front of the line, to the deepest part where the fighting take place so he can get killed. So he can hide what he has done. In the end, he had to repent. Create in me a clean heart, O Lord, and renew a right spirit within me. So we have to do that, people. We have to. For our own progress, for our own safety, for our own development. It's called investment in your well-being. It's called investment in your future. It's called investment in who God has called you to be. You cannot allow somebody else to read the Bible or the Quran or whatever it is that you believe in. You have got to read it. You have got to allow it to sink deep within you and stir. There have to be a stirring, because when that stirring occurs, you can generally feel that change, that transformation. That's why you invest in yourself. That's why you can turn every setback, every disappointment. You can do that redirection. That's the whole purpose. So at every stage that you look, there is another setback. Why? Because there is still something for you to learn. Yet each one is positioning, is a positioning for what God has in store for you. You know, as a child, when I was going through all the abuse and everything, I said to myself, when I grow up, I want to be that light on the hilltop that I will shine my light for everyone to see. And I want to see everybody well and in their home. Not because of what I went through. I want to see everybody go through that. No, there was just a stirring in me that I want to see people well. I want to see people in good health. I want to see them in their home, because I grew up with my great-grandaunt and my grandmother, and everything was in the garden. So I want to see that. I want to see people. And that's why I am doing what I'm doing. I find joy in speaking with you. So each disappointment is a repositioning that God wants to take you in. So the pit, he came from the pit to the palace. Okay? Came from the pit to the palace. Moses what? Kill a man. He had to go run away. But then God used him. The prison led him to purpose. You have something that could lead you. And in the end, what happened? There was a famine, and his brothers had to come down to Egypt so they can get food to take back for their family to live. So there is something in you that you need to give. You need to feed like I am feeding. I'm not just saying this to give you something, but I'm feeding me as well. I'm nourishing me as well. There is nourishment. So, what did Joseph say to his brothers? He said, what you intended to harm me, God intended it for good. So, whatever that is coming that you think is going to harm you, God intended for good. So I want to take a break right here because I want you to think about what we just said. I'm going to take this break and we'll come back and get back into it.
In a world full of noise, misunderstandings, and interruptions, master the art of listening with Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck is the listening mentor of USA Global TV and Radio and the Amazon #1 best-selling author of Mastering the Power of Elevated Listening. Elevate your listening. Elevate your life. Join a global learning experience in person or via Zoom. Reserve your spot today. usaglobaltv.com/book-your-session or drjacqueline.thinkific.com. Join Dr. Kerbeck's listening courses or hire her to unlock deeper connections and authentic conversations.
Hey, welcome back. Before we went on the break, we were talking about what Joseph told his brothers, what they meant to harm him. God intended it for good. That's why he went from prison to palace. Yes, he went through a lot, slavery, all of that. Somebody lying on him, saying, look at this person you bring here to interfere with me, to disrespect me. When all the disrespecting was on her side. So we find it on both ways. I am the type of person who like to see things both ways. We as women, we get abused, and we are 10 times or more times to be abused than a man. But we as women, we also abuse others. Because I have had men tell me what they have been through. I have seen how other people react as well. So we have to be honest with ourselves. It does not mean the harm that have come to us at the hands of maybe the powerful or whoever because they think they can get away with it, or the people in our family who think that if we say something, I was told that if I spoke, they will kill me. And as a child, you're like, you shut your mouth, you don't say anything. But yeah, there are lots of threats. But in the midst of it all, God is seeing everything. Nothing is hidden. We might hide it from others, but our conscience speaks. And when our conscience speaks, we have to take a step back and we have to listen to our conscience. It's repositioning. So what would look like defeat? My cancer, not my cancer. I don't claim it as mine, okay? That's what it thinks. We have a tendency to my sickness, mine is. No. Healing is mine. Healing is yours. Sickness doesn't belong in our body. And you have to start declaring it. I'm not saying to deny, like right now, I have a problem with my hand. You see me moving it all the time because I'm so used to using my hands that even if it's paining me, because I'm expressing what I'm feeling. I'm expressing because I want you to get it. But that pain doesn't belong to me. Yes, it would affect me. It is not mine. So at some point, it's going to leave my body. It has subsided a lot since I've been experiencing it. So I'm still treating it and everything like that. And the same thing, you have to treat everything. You have to treat it. You have to give it the respect. And you have to find solutions because the solutions are there. It's only you can find the solutions. Nobody can find it for you. So we can also take a look at Abraham. God promised him a child. He waited 12 years for that son, and then, hey, I want you to take your son up to Mount Moriah, and I want you to sacrifice him. Hey, did he say no? No, he thought, hey, I waited 12 years for this child. You gave it to me, and now you want him? Okay, no problem. You can have him, but you're going to return him to me. He didn't say it, but he believed it. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. He didn't see it. He didn't know it was going to happen, but he believed it because he trusted God that much. Trust is another big thing. Trust. So faith and trust. Faith is the substance. It's the seasoning. It gives flavor to hope. Trust. You have to trust. And he trusted that he will not lose his son, even though he take him up to the mountaintop. And when he decided, okay, and Isaac, come on, Isaac got wrapped up and tied up and tangled up. And he didn't run away. Father put him in his, okay, Dad, where is the sacrifice? Don't worry, God will supply. And that's where Jehovah Jireh came in. And he provided. Look in the thicket, and you will see the sacrifice. Faith. I know it's hard for us to understand that, and I know it's difficult for us to digest it. But I hope that the way that I'm speaking it to you, and when you look at your life, when you look at some things that you have been through, when you think of the ticket that you were in and you were thinking, how am I going to get out of that? How am I going to untangle myself? How am I going to reposition myself? I'll tell you another story. I remember one day when my husband, my previous husband, when he tried to do something to me because he was in the army, and he took my hand and twisted my hand behind my back. They have this way that they hold you in this vice. And I came out of it. Don't ask me how. I came out of it without my hand being broken, without anything happening to me. And the rage that I saw on his face was like a different human being. Wasn't the same person. Because he couldn't, no matter how he tried, he couldn't break my hand or whatever he wanted to do. Come on, people. You think I had the strength to do that? No. But because I had a deep faith that God is my protector, and I held God accountable. You promise you would never leave me nor forsake me. You promise you have carved me in the palm of your hands, and my cares are forever before you. You promise I am the apple of your eye. I don't care how many millions of people are in the world. You promise me. You promise that I will not die. You promise that you're going to take me out of here. You promise. Just as he promised them to take them through the Red Sea. And the sea opened up and they walk on dry land. Oh, yeah, you promise. But you have to have faith. You have to see the redirection. You have to see that mountain coming down. And not that physical, that stress, the setback, the anxiety, the depression. They are real. They are real. But it's up to us how we decide to handle it. Some of us need really deep care and understanding. We need that compassion. We need that empathy. We need that love. We need a hand to hold us, to walk with us. We need a hand to put around us, to hug us, to make us feel warm and care. And that's why the Unstoppable Life is a safe place. It's a safe place. I create a safe place where you can feel that you will not be judged. So sometimes the greatest revelation comes in the middle of what feels like your greatest test. So I just want you to reflect. Reflect on everything that has happened. Reflect. Reflect, revitalize, and renew. And I reflect on everything that has happened, leaving my homeland, experiencing abuse, losing babies, and so forth and so forth and so forth, and walking through cancer. None of those was easy. None. And what happened, I couldn't understand why they were happening, but it happened. And there are lots of things happening to you right now. And you're wondering, why is it happening? But looking back, I can see they were not the end of my story. They became my preparation. They became my preparation to shape me, compassion, strengthen my faith, deepen my resilience. And what I found out most recently while I was preparing and reading, I found that resilience is not a destination. Resilience pointing you to transformation. So I just want to, I'm just so happy. Uh, I'm just so happy. And today, those things allow me to encourage others um, with authenticity. So I have a question for you. I want to leave you with 3 questions. Is the challenge you are facing really a roadblock? Or could it be a redirection? What might God be preparing you for in this season? In your season right now, what might He be preparing you for? And what might God, oh, let's see, what is your greatest disappointment? What if your greatest disappointment can become the doorway for your greatest purpose? Take time and just dwell on that. But I just want to leave you with those so that you could reflect on it afterwards. Because sometimes the answers don't come immediately. It's when you sit with it, when you meditate on it, and meditate with everything within you. You take that time to do that, you're going to feel it. And when I say feel it, I mean you're going to feel it. Because you're not just meditating and just sit down. No, really meditate. Maybe you have to come from 100 backwards, 100 to 1, or whatever you need to do. You do it because it's for you. And if you believe that anything that I have said today that means something to you, that you feel that I'd like to find out a little bit more, I'd like to know more, you can connect with me. You can connect with me in many different ways. I have the Unstoppable Resilience book, which you can read. It tells you how to heal, to rise and renew, to reclaim your power. I have the Unstoppable Resilience course. There's a 3 framework, 3 pillars. If you want to have a one-to-one with me, you're welcome to. But if anything at all, Because somewhere in what transpired today, there'll be something there that connects, that you can feel my story is your story. You can feel that. My story is your story. So you will find everything on my YouTube channel that will point you in the direction, whether it's to my website or wherever you want to go. Clarity often comes when you continue walking in faith. And sometimes I go out the door, walk, because I don't live far from the coastal part. So I walk out and go down on the coastal part, just get the sea air into my lungs, and I'll meditate and I will ask questions of myself. Ask questions of myself. And in asking those questions of myself, I may not find the answer immediately, but the answer will come. And it is the same for you. So I want you to remember this. I want you to remember that setbacks and disappointments are often not roadblocks. They are redirections. If you don't take anything away from what I've said today, I want you to take this. Setbacks and disappointments are often not roadblocks. They are redirections. How did I know that? I had to sit with it. And I learned over the years. I didn't have anybody teach me. I had to learn it. But I had to learn by going into the Word and reading the Word and finding out for myself. And then I had a circle of friends around me. Find yourself in the right circle. Because when you're going through stuff, all you can see is closed doors, you need someone around you. You need people around you. So the journey may not look the way you expected it to be, and it may not look that this nice and rosy way. You may not look at, you have to squeeze through, it's too narrow, or can I fit? I want you to keep trusting. I want you to keep growing. I want you to keep moving forward. Because your story isn't over yet. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for inviting me into your home. I want you for taking the time to sit here with me and be with me and listen to what I have to say. And if anywhere along the line you feel that you want to take up the phone and give me a call because there is just something that resonates with you, I'm here. So thank you for joining the Unstoppable Life. Until next time, I want you to continue to reflect, revitalize, and renew. So, God bless. Take care. And remember, every setback and disappointment and not roadblocks. They are redirection. They are redirecting you. You have to be willing. You have to be a willing participant. Bye-bye.
Every great story begins with a vision. At USA Global TV and Radio for years, we've been providing world-class education, entertainment, inspiration, imagination, connections, and hope. Most people don't stay to watch the outro or the credits, but it's the people behind every success, behind every breakthrough, and behind every unforgettable story who matter. The TV show hosts, our guests, our sponsors, our publicists, our production team, our distribution team, our search engine optimization team, and so many more. You're the ones who make the difference. Every great story belongs to the people who bring it to life. Our future looks bright at USA Global TV and Radio, and that's because of you, our loyal fan base all around the world in more than 60 countries. Together, we're making a difference because you matter. USA Global TV and Radio, live streaming to over 60 countries. Voiceover, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Video production and direction, Paul Garcia. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV and Radio on YouTube.
What if many of the problems we associate with aging are not random? What if there are identifiable causes behind declining energy, chronic disease, and memory problems? We have been told that aging is simply something we must accept, that slowing down is normal, that growing older means growing weaker. But what if that's only part of the story? Why do some people remain active and engaged well into their later years? Why do others struggle with disease, fatigue, and declining health? What is happening beneath the surface? What processes drive aging? In Aging Sucks, researcher, educator, and author Red O'Loughlin explores what researchers have discovered about why we grow older. No medical degree required, no confusing jargon, just clear explanations of what researchers have discovered about the processes that influence aging. You cannot stop aging, but understanding its causes may help you make better decisions about your health, your future, and your quality of life. Because understanding comes before action. Action creates hope. Aging sucks. End the guesswork. There is hope.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USAGlobalTV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.